We have a lot of severe weather today, ranging from tornadoes to snow. Good morning, I'm meteorologist Pew. It's January 8th, 2026. So continuing yesterday's forecast, I mentioned there's going to be severe weather by the time it hits this morning in Oklahoma, and we see that today. So the Storm Prediction Center has both enhanced and extended the risk areas for today. Specifically from Oklahoma and a little bit of Missouri, there's a 5% chance to see an isolated tornado, which we've seen or feel already this morning. But we're also going to see this 2% risk for isolated tornado that's going to extend itself from central Illinois down to the Mississippi Valley. And in all these areas, we can see storms that could produce winds up to 60 miles per hour and possibly large hail. So areas currently see storms this morning, places like Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas. Definitely expect all these storms to keep occurring until about late evening, around 10 to 11 p.m. Central Time. Though these are very quickly moving to the northeast into the Great Lakes region. So places like Illinois, you guys have probably already seen some rain that's starting to reach the border, but we're going to see the strongest amount of storms around this noon until late evening. And then from the Illinois-Indiana border all the way down to the Mississippi River, you guys will probably see these strong storms probably around like 4 to 5 p.m. Central Time. And then late this evening into overnight, places beyond the Mississippi Valley will be seeing all these storms. So places like Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi. And despite all those risks that I mentioned earlier, at least if you see these storms, you're going to see some heavy rain. And so with that being said, the Weather Prediction Center did issue a margin of risk for flash flooding in 3 different areas. One from Missouri all the way to Oklahoma, Illinois and Indiana, and Louisiana and the Mississippi. And all these same risks are going to happen again, but for places east of the Mississippi Valley and in the south. And I'll make another video about this tomorrow, but definitely expect for this area tomorrow around noon, definitely expect a second round and amplification of thunderstorms again. Now let's talk about snow in places like Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico, because normally when you have this low pressure that's going to be moving past, we're going to have westerly flow, but we're going to have a high pressure that's going to develop on the northern portion of the Eastern Rockies. And so with this high pressure developing and moving a little bit more south, it's going to be promoting more easterly flow into the Eastern Rockies. And when you have winds going upward the mountain, it's going to produce more upward motion, but in this case it's going to produce more snow showers. So those in the Eastern Rockies, northern New Mexico, and the Oklahoma Panhandle area, you guys are expected to get about 3 to 7 inches of snow. Some places are already starting right now, and throughout the night into Friday afternoon into evening. And those in north to central Arizona and New Mexico, you guys are expected to get about scattered snow, about 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. And this is all happening, if we look at 500 millibars of Mayweather troposphere, it's because of these 2 shortwave troughs, one that came from Southern California and then one that came from the Pacific Northwest. And in a way, they're somewhat combining forces, and because of that, they're creating this elongated vorticity lobe. Essentially meaning this whole area, we're going to have a lot of spin, and that's going to help with the upward motions into areas that it's headed into. On top of that, we pretty much have every other ingredient. We have a lot of shear, and that's going to be tilting those updrafts and prolonging these storms. And as a surface, we have a really strong low pressure system that developed, and that's counterclockwise flow. So in the south, we're having a lot of warm, moist air, and in the north, we're having a lot of cold air come down. And so we're having a really strong cold front.